Hello everyone, this is group 3 and today we will talk about meaning in grammar. Firstly, I want to talk about the content we have today. So we have 3 parts. The first part is experiential meaning. The second part is interpersonal meaning and the last part is textual meaning. In this slide, you can see our group work task table and our presentation order as below. So I will go straight to the first part. It is experiential meaning. So experiential meaning is the way language represents our experience of the world, as well as the inner world of our thoughts and feelings. For example, Peggy arrived at 8:30. The sentence informs the listener about an event. A person, Peggy, performs an action in the past, arrived at a certain time, 8:30. One central function of language is to picture reality to others. Things, events, and circumstances are encoded into language through 3 types of constituents of clauses. Who or what. These are called the participants in a clause. Did what. This is the pivot of the clause, the verbal process. When, where, to what extent, as what. These are the circumstances. So there are 4 main ways that these constituents can co-occur. We can have the simple participant process clause, such as the dog barked, the house will be redecorated, I drank, in which the only participant is what would be called the subject in other analyses. We can combine with a participant process clause with a second participant. For example, the dog bit me, the house pleased her, I drank the beer, in which there are 2 participants, the subject and the direct object. Or we can add a circumstance to the first part. The dog barked all night. The house will be redecorated by George. I drank in the garden. And finally, we can combine the process with 2 participants and a circumstance. The dog bit me in the arm. The house pleased her immensely. I drank the beer in the garden. This is the end of my part, and the next part will be presented by my friend. Thank you for listening.
To continue experiential meaning, I want to say about 3 processes type and their participants. We have doing processes, projecting processes, and being processes. Now let's start with doing processes. In this process we have 2 subcategories is material and behavioral. In material we have actors, goals, and beneficiary. We have Mary left. The children cooked the dinner, and I cooked my dinner for my sister. For behavioral, we have behavior alone. Just, for example, she left. In here, there there is behavior, and behavior plus circumstance. My dog sleeps in his care. Behavior plus ranger. John criticized the team. John is behavior and team is ranger. The second process I want to say is projecting process. It has mental and verbal. It's a mental process. We also have another name is sensor. The other participants of mental process are a phenomenon or project laws. We have, for example, we have Mary understand the problem or Peter wonder why I was late. Moreover, in the verbal, we have sayer, receivers, projected clause, and the VBers, what is it? For example, we have she told children a story and she asked where I was going. And the last process, I want to say they will be in processes. In this process, we have existing to and relational. For existing to, we have is only one participant, the existent. For example, we have the sensei. There a man at the door. The relational processes are more complicated, but usually the main participant is the carrier and the attribute. They also distinguish between the identifier and identifier. For example, in the sentence that in my new problem, that is a carrier and a new problem is an attribute. With the sentence, my bedroom is the first door on the left. In Greek, my bedroom is an identifier, and the first door on the left is the identifier. But in the last sentence, the first door on the left is my bedroom. In Greek, the identifier comes first, and the identifier comes second. Now move on to the next part with my friend.
Okay, now we move to the next part, interpersonal meaning. Interpersonal meanings are meanings which express a speaker's attitude and judgment. Meaning of this kind is most constantly influenced by tenor of discourse, and meanings are released in wording through what is called mood and modality. Firstly, I will talk about mood. Mood indicates the variety of expressions that reflect manner of intent, and the varieties of moods include declarative, interrogative, imperative, and substantive. About declarative sentence express statement, but they often have other functions too. For example, in the sentence, you have left the light on. This can mean turn it off. And declarative sentence typically have subjects and verb word order, but sometimes there is no subject. For example, don't know where he is and probably missed his train. In the second sentence, there is no subject there. And sometimes the subject is after the verb. For example, then came the prize giving. And the subject is between the auxiliary and main verbs. For example, rarely have I seen such incompetence. Next is about interrogative. Interrogative sentence express questions, but they also have other functions too. For example, in the question, what did I tell you? It can mean I told you so. And the next, next part is about imperative. Imperative sentence express directives such as orders, instructions, requests, and invitation. I have two examples. Don't mention it, and you stay here. The example express directive. Yeah. And the last one is about subjunctive. Subjunctive sentence express in uncertainty, unreality, hypothesis, and wish. And you can see, I have two examples. I demand that this period be opened, and they suggested that she wait a little longer. And this is all about was about mood. And next, we will talk about modality, and my friend will present it.
Yes, so what about modalities? When we use language to interact with people, we make statements, ask questions, and give comments with a degree of certainty, utility, possibility, application, and inclusion. Everyone, can you take a look on the screen? It is a table that I list the types of modalities. Probabilities, utilities, application, and readiness are also in correlation and application. So I divide into two groups, model pilot and mood agents or model agents. So I give the example to make details about 4 kinds of modalities in the sentence which has the similar grammar. However, the meanings is different. About probabilities, we might visit grammar today. Might is mean you can visit grammar today or we cannot. Yeah. Utilities, the sentence, we usually visit grammar on Sunday. It means you visit grammar on Sunday every week, right? Application, we must visit grammar today. So must is applications of the sentence. It means you have to visit grammar today. Inclination, we have this example like working to visit grammar on Sunday. Working to, it means it is options. You can't visit grammar on Sunday or you can visit grammar on Thursday or Fridays, for example. Okay, so about the next part is textual meaning. So what is this and what is different between among others types of meanings in grammars? So my friends who will present it.
Textual meaning means the way in which a stretch of language is organized in relation to its context. We have the example. She achieved the first prize. And in this example here, what she refers to. The name of the performers of the action here has been replaced by the pronoun she, and the listener could need to refer to something in the context, like in the food context here. In the athletic competition, there was only one Vietnamese athlete, and she achieved the first prize. And she here refers to Vietnamese athlete. In the next example, we have, it was Daisy who became the millionaire. And Daisy here refers to millionaire. The experiential content has been reorganized so that there is a strong focus on Daisy. Again, the listener could need to refer to some aspect of the context to understand why this structure has been used. Moreover, textual meaning is important in the creation of coherence in spoken and written text. And my partner Hoàng Thị Nguyệt Nhi will present more examples about textual meaning.
Now we have more examples of textual meaning to explain for you. The next example is that my children do not choose the blue one. So after reading this example, you do not know exactly what one refers to, right? Because we do not know what one's refer to. So we need to have a full context. The full context here is that I want to buy a car. There's 2 colors to choose, a red car and a blue car. I ask my children for help. They do not choose the blue one. So after all, we know that one refers to a car. The children do not choose the blue one, means that they want to choose the red car, right? And the next sentence, the next example is that the man sitting with the dog at the corner is my neighbor. So what do we have? We have the experiential meaning here. It has been recognized. Where is it that the man sitting with the dog at that corner? We have the clear place and we have the clear object. So the experiential meaning has been recognized. So there is a strong focus on my neighbor. Why this structure has been used, we do not know. So we must have a full context. A says that I saw a handsome man sitting near your house. He said, where? A, he was sitting at the corner with a dog. I wonder who he is. Who is he? B said that, oh, the man sitting with the dog at that corner in my neighbor. He sits there every afternoon. So after all, we know why that my neighbor has strong focus on, right? Because I wonder who he is. So B explained for her that the man sitting with the dog at that corner is her neighbor. So after all, we want to say that the textual meaning has to do with the way that a set of language is organized in the relation of its context. And we need to be in the relation of its context to know exactly what it means. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.